I don't know about you, but I find the mid-century modern home aesthetic to be very interesting and very cool looking. It's all about these geometric forms, clean lines, minimal looks, very focused on incorporating nature and large windows and open floor plans. It's a very cool home aesthetic. But did you know it's also a baby name aesthetic? That's right, we're gonna look at some gorgeous retro mid-century baby names that will transport you to the mid-1900s. So mid-century is technically 1930s to 1970s, but it really hit its peak in 1950s or the 1960s. Hi, my name is Steph. I'm a baby name consultant, a content creator, an author, a mom of 3, and a lover of all things whimsical, and I'm so happy you are here to look at these gorgeous names with me. I have 10 girl, 10 boy, and this is also a collab with the lovely, amazing SJ.
Hi Steph, hi everyone, my name is SJ. I'm a baby name consultant over in England, in the UK. I've been a baby name consultant for about 8 years now, running Baby Name Mondays on YouTube and Baby Name Envy, the consultancy. I've loved getting to know Steph over the past few years. She's been such a support for me. She is a real girl's girl, and I'm really excited to be collaborating together to bring you this amazing list of names. We've got very similar styles in our personal life with names, loving the sort of whimsical romantic, but we're both really passionate about putting together name lists, names that you may never have heard of, but are absolutely gorgeous and loads of reasons why you will love them. So after you watch Steph's video, do come over to my channel. I would absolutely love to have you there, and say hello if you come over and hit subscribe. Bye guys.
If you don't know who SJ Strum is, I will be shocked because she is the queen of YouTube baby names. Her videos are amazing. Her style is flawless. You absolutely need to check out her video next because she will have 20 completely different names than I do. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me give you a point of reference, okay? So for like a feminine mid-century name, you're looking at Linda or Susan or Karen. Now, I'm not suggesting that Karen needs a comeback. I'm just trying to let you know what type of names would be considered mid-century. Possibly your boomer parents, but I don't know when you were born. I'm a millennial myself. For a masculine mid-century name, think of it something like Bruce, Greg, Roger, and I hope that helps. Now, what I did is I went to the Social Security Administration and I looked up names that were not ranking right now at all because they need a comeback, right? I looked up names that weren't ranking, but that peaked and had really good success and were used a lot in the mid-century. So anywhere from, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, something like that. And what's interesting is that some of these names have been around since 1900, which is our first year of data for the US. And what happens is it made a pregnant belly. So the best names are the ones with the fullest pregnant belly because they start very uncommon, which is the bar is really small, that's how many babies were given that name. And when it's bigger, that's more babies, and then they go back down because they're less popular these days. So that is the type of shape I was looking for, and that is what I found. Now let's get into it. We're gonna start with my girl names. Up first, we have the adorable Connie, which last ranked in 1998. Connie comes from the Latin names Constans or Constantia, which is a very interesting name. It means constant or steadfast, and I think it's really on trend with its IE ending and its nickname vibes, just like the other names that people have been loving, Lenny and Letty and Bonnie. I think this one is a great choice if you want something a little bit different, but so sweet. The next name is a gender-neutral name, Darcy. It last ranked in 1994. It's French and it means from Arcee. I think most people will know it from Mr. Darcy, who is a character in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. I happen to be obsessed with the name Darcy. I think it is so cute, especially for a little girl. I'm just loving everything about it, and I think it's easy to say and spell, it's adorable, and it's not being used. It definitely needs to come back. Next up is the name Donna. Who doesn't love that 70s show? I really loved that show. Donna's a total vibe. She is a cool girl. And I don't know why we can't have Donna back. You know what I mean? The thing is, Donna last ranked in 2010, so she hasn't been out of the top 1,000 for a long time, so she can definitely jump back in. Donna means lady in Italian, and I want to know what you think. Does Donna need to come back? Next up is the name Gail, and I'm going to spell it both ways because honestly, I love both ways. I'm not going to tell you which way to spell your baby's name. Gail is a nickname from Abigail. They last ranked in 1982 and 1980. 1985, so they both kind of petered out at the same time. And they are Hebrew for "my father is joy." So it's a really pretty meaning. I think Gail is a very like wholesome, warm, welcoming type of name. I think it's really sweet and endearing, and it needs a comeback. Next up, we have Judy, who last ranked in 1998. Yes, this is a short form of the name Judith, but I think it's important to remember that people have been giving their kids nicknames forever. This is not a new thing that we're doing now. This is something that happened even in the mid-century. Judy is Hebrew for women of Judea or praise, which is a fantastic meaning for your baby. And there's just something fresh and spunky and like cool about Judy. This name also makes me think of Judy Garland, and I'm a huge Judy Garland fan, which also makes me think of The Wizard of Oz, and I'm a huge Wicked fan. So Judy is a 10 out of 10 for me. Next up, the gorgeous name of Lorna. I am obsessed with this name. My husband actually, one of the few names he brought to the table for a girl was the name Lorna. And Lorna is also one of Judy Garland's daughter's names, so it also reminds me of Judy. I love this name so much. It last ranked in 1975. Lorna was first used by author R.D. Blackmore in his 1869 novel Lorna Doone, and it supposedly was inspired by the Scottish place Lorne. So take the origins for what you will, do your own research if you choose this name, but I think it's a beautiful, beautiful sounding L name, and we all love a good L name. Next up, we have the name Pamela, which was also first used in a story by a poet. Pamela last ranked in 2011. It was first used in the 16th century by a poet named Sir Philip Sidney, who used it in his piece Arcadia. He specifically chose it from the Greek words that mean all sweetness or all honey. So Pamela has an adorable, adorable meaning, and she could go by Pam or Pammy. I don't know. Pamela's pretty darn cute. I think it could use a comeback. What about you? Next up, we have Rhonda, a name the Beach Boys love. Help me, Rhonda, help. Okay, I won't sing. Rhonda last ranked in 1994, and it's possible that it is a combo name from Rhoda and Linda. Rhonda. I also found some information about it being a Welsh name meaning noisy one or good lance, good spear. So check it out for yourself if you're interested. But Rhonda is, again, a total vibe. It's just Donna and Rhonda. I feel like those would be the best of buddies. Next up is the name Sally, which last ranked in 2004. I think Sally is the epitome of girlhood. It is such a beautiful name. It's sweet, it's soft, it's feminine, it's light, it's fresh. It's a nickname of the name Sarah, which is a Hebrew name meaning lady, princess, or noblewoman. So if you are looking to honor a Sarah in your life, have you considered Sally? Because what a cute way to do that. And I feel like Sally works for all ages. Remember, names don't have an age. Finally, I am sharing my mother's name, which is crazy to me, but it's the perfect mid-century name. Her name is Vicky. It is a nickname of the name Victoria, which is Latin for victory. I found it so interesting that all three variations of the name Vicky stopped ranking around the same time for the most part. They stopped ranking in 1984, 1987, and 1990. So they were a popular name. Vicky is a very straightforward and powerful sounding nickname name, you know what I mean? It's not as soft as some of the other ones with that really strong beginning sound and that k in the middle. If you want something a little more robust and strong sounding, I think Vicky is a fantastic option. And of course, I love it because it's my mom's name. Up first for the boys, we have the cutesy, sporty name of Bobby, which is a nickname of the name Robert. Bobby just last stopped ranking in 2020, so it could totally jump back into the top 1,000. And if you're thinking Bobby can't be President Bobby or Grandpa Bobby, why not? You can also shorten it to Bob, right? But also we had a President, Teddy Roosevelt. Remember that just because it's a nickname to someone else doesn't mean it can't be a full name for your child. Next up is a more sophisticated name though, if you were into that. We have Bradford, which last ranked in 1999. Bradford is an Old English surname that means broad ford, or essentially wide river crossing. I think it's got a very substantial sound. It feels a little bit elegant. It still gives you the nickname of Brad or Ford. It's a great option. This next name is very, very uncommon, but I am absolutely obsessed with it. I think it's fantastic. Cornell. This last ranked in 1990. And remember when I talked about the pregnant belly of the chart that I was looking for? I did kind of squeeze Cornell in here because it was just a very small little bump and it didn't really rank super high, but it still had a curve, so it made the list. Cornell is an English surname that came from the Latin name Cornelius, which means horn. You've probably heard of the name Cornelius. But this is such a cute surname. I actually think this is a really gender neutral sounding surname. I could see Corey as a nickname for boy or girl. I could see you using Nell if you gave it to a girl, but this is such a great gem of a find, and I want to know what you think of Cornell. Let me know. Next up is the name Guy, which last ranked in 2006. Guy comes from the French name Guido or the Italian Guido, and it means wood. Now, it would definitely be a bold move to give your child the name of Guy. Because it's so common in our vernacular, it would make a statement is what I'm trying to say, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's so cute, and trust me that anyone who meets your Guy will get used to calling them Guy, and it will be their name, I promise. Next up is Kent, which last ranked in 2003. People are really loving this like country, cool style, Western vibe of names. And I know Kent is like an English surname and it's based on a county in England, but for some reason, it's giving very Southern country Western vibes to me. So if you want something a little bit different that no one's using, these short one-syllable punchy boy names, I think Kent is amazing. We have another gender neutral name, Kirby, which last ranked in 1996. I love this name. I think it is a really nice, sweet, soft boy name. Just the way it flows. Hi, my name is Kirby. I think it's so, so cute. It's English from Old Norse, meaning church settlement, and I can picture it on anyone. Next up, we have the name Lamont, which last ranked in 2008. I think this is such a fun sounding name. I love a name that ends in T. We all love an L name. There's so much to love about this. Like a nickname of Monty if you wanted. Come on. So it comes from French and Scottish origins as a surname and can be traced back to Old Norse, meaning man of law. What do you think of Lamont? Next up, we have a medieval English name, Randall, which last ranked in 2018. It's a variation on the name Randolph. Randolph being an Old Germanic and Old Norse name meaning shield wolf. So Randall also has the same meaning of shield wolf. That meaning gives a little bit of protection to baby, you know what I mean? I think it's a really sweet name. I prefer Randall over Randolph, and I kind of like the nickname of Randy. That's cute. Next up, I'm really leaning into the names don't have a gender vibe because the name is Shannon. For boys, Shannon last ranked in 2006, and this name did also peak in the mid-century for girls, and it was actually more popular for girls, but it still was being used year after year for boys, and I wanted to include it because I actually think it's a really great masculine name. I don't know why, but now I think we more associate it with girls, but it's still a great masculine name. Shannon is an Old Irish name meaning old and wise, and it comes from the River Shannon in Ireland. I'm really curious if you guys would consider Shannon more for a boy or a girl. I'd love to hear. Next up is a very short, very cool guy named Tad, which last ranked in 1989. Tad comes from the Aramaic name Thaddeus, and it means gift of God. Can you really get a better baby name meaning than gift of God? Like, how sweet is that? And I know it's kind of bold to use only a 3-letter name, but I think people totally rock it when they do. And I absolutely love Tad. I don't think we see it enough. I think there's so much room for it to make a comeback, and I would love to see people using it. Those are my retro mid-century names for you. I hope you agree that at least some of them should make a comeback. Let me know in the comments which ones you want to see more of and which ones you could leave in the past. And don't forget to check out SJ's channel so you can see the amazing options she picked. I know you're gonna love them. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for watching. If you like vintage names a lot, I'm gonna suggest you check out my vintage name playlist, and I will see you guys in the next one. Happy naming!